Anybody says, I want to pick your brain, that's code for wasting your time. Anybody that says, I just need 5 minutes of your time, doesn't understand how time works. What's up, everyone? So today I want to talk a little bit about mentorship, all right? Because I think it's sexy, right? A lot of people are talking about find a mentor, find a mentor. You'll have successful people that talk about a mentor that helped them with whatever, right? Unfortunately, the truth is finding a mentor is pretty much a losing battle most oftentimes. Seriously, there's nothing in it for the mentor other than the feeling or satisfaction they get from helping somebody. And a lot of people don't have time. They've got their own families. They've got other obligations. And so trying to find a mentor, I think, is kind of a losing battle. Instead of looking for a mentor or that one singular person that's going to lead you and guide you, I really think a better use of your time that's going to benefit you more is finding better friends or your tribe. A tribe is essentially people or groups of people that are doing similar things that you want to do or that have done things that you want to achieve, right? For me, it was the Menfluential Conference. Antonio Centeno, I've talked about that before. He came to me and was like, hey, would you like to get together? And up until this point, I was of the mindset, the scarcity mindset. You've heard of that, right? Basically, that means like there's a limited access or a limited supply of success to go around. And if you're going to be successful, that means that I'm not. Or if I'm going to be successful, that means that you're not. You know, the abundance mentality is basically saying there's enough for all of us to eat, and together we can accomplish and achieve more. When I actually met Antonio, it was a paradigm shift in my thinking that basically opened up my eyes. It also opened up everything in terms of success for me, because for the first time in my life, I was surrounded by other entrepreneurs, other people that were doing the things that I wanted to do. We were all moving and striving for a similar goal and objective, but it was amazing what happened. Up until this point, I had friends, right? But these friends weren't necessarily bringing a tremendous amount of value in terms of my business. A lot of my friends, you know, they weren't entrepreneurs. And if you're somebody that wants to be an entrepreneur, surrounding yourself with other entrepreneurs is critical in terms of success. For the first time in my life, I was surrounded by other entrepreneurs, other people that had the same drive, the same motivation. Now, we didn't all necessarily want the same thing. What's up? Woo! I know what he wants. Speaking of wants. What's up, everyone?
How you doing?
Zavi, your shoes are cute. Good to see you. Want to see? What? Super cute. What's up? Your shoes are cute too.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. I'm talking about the importance of friends. Ooh, I'm also talking about mentorship and how it's a waste of time to look for one because they're not actually interested in helping you because they got their own shit going on. It's true. All right. Will that work? All right, let's do it here instead of back at the office. Anyway, it's hot though, so if you hear something, it's a big fan, and if I start sweating profusely, you know why. Because it's hot as hell in here. Anyway, when I first found my tribe, you know, Antonio Centeno, like I said, he called me up, he's like, hey, let's get together. Up until this point, I hated him. I was like, you're trying to do the same thing I'm trying to do, and there's not enough for us to both basically eat. And so he was the one that convinced me. He's like, hey, why don't we meet in California at VidCon, and while we're at it, why don't we find other people that he knew, because I was at that point, basically, I didn't reach out to people. I was an island, right? I was my own little, I was in my own little world. And that is something that you need to understand, and just hear me when I tell you this. There's nothing that is going to help you more than the relationships that you have. That is what you should be nurturing. It's about nurturing relationships. In terms of like mentorship, like that one person that's like experienced tremendous success or growth or whatever it is, going to them and being like, hey, will you teach me everything? Of course not, right? Not only is it something that's impossible, because like whenever somebody comes to me, it's like, hey, can you teach me how to do social media? It's like, yeah, no, because it's like you don't even realize what you're asking. And that's one of the things. You've got to ask better questions. Now, if somebody came to me and said, hey, do you use a video editor? Or hey, can you give me a tip about doing something specific? Yeah, then I can do that. But when you just come with an overarching, I want to be successful, or I want to be in this, or I want to do that, or I want to open up a hair salon, like whatever, and expect that somebody's going to basically try to open up and teach you everything that there is to know, it's impossible. It's not only impossible, it's something that's a waste of their time. They don't really need to help you. Seriously, there's nothing in it for them. when you go to somebody and ask them for something, you've got to be bringing something to the table. And unfortunately, a lot of times when somebody, goes to somebody and be like, hey, can you teach me something? Or can you mentor me? Or can I follow you? Or can I shadow you? It's like, why? What? Like, I don't have enough stuff. I'm still trying to figure it out right now. I will tell you something interesting that I started doing. People will waste your time. I used to try to help people when they would come to me and be like, hey, can you help me or give me advice on X, Y, and Z, right? And this is something that started back when I was in the nutrition business or my personal training, right? Somebody come and be like, hey, I want to lose 50 pounds, or I want a workout plan, or how can I get bigger pecs? And I would actually sit down, I'd spend my time, my energy writing out things, right? Oh, do this and then do that, and then a diet. Oh, I'll do that. I'd give it to them, and guess what? They wouldn't do anything with it, right? They didn't value it. And so now when somebody comes to me and says, hey, can you do X, Y, and Z, or can you give me advice or whatever? I make them do something really hard that's gonna take time. If you're not willing to do a little work, right, and prepare something, take your time, then why am I gonna help you? Why am I gonna waste my time, right? Here's a great example, all right? Just a few weeks ago, this woman comes to me that I've seen around town, right? She's another entrepreneur-ish person, right? And so she sends me a Facebook message. Hey, can I have 5 minutes of your time to pick your brain? All right, two things that just made me go, oh my God, no, right? Anybody says, I want to pick your brain, that's code for wasting your time. Anybody that says, I just need 5 minutes of your time, doesn't understand how time works. It's going to take her longer to explain what she wants to explain to me that, it's impossible to do that, right? Now, normally, I would say, sorry, I don't help people like that. It's not my thing. I'm too busy trying to figure out my own stuff or whatever, because I don't want to be responsible. I also don't want to waste my time. But because she lives in my town and I see her out, I'm like, ugh. It really put me in an awkward position, and I didn't want to be a total dick. So I'm like, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I will ask her to do a few things for me before I actually do a phone call with her. And so I send her an email, and I said, hey, I don't have much time, but I will schedule a 10-minute phone call with you in order to discuss what you want to discuss, but here's what I need from you in advance. I need an outline of the business that you're wanting. Who is your customer? Who is your this? Who is your that? I basically outlined 12 things that I needed her to send me. And I said, once I have that, I'll have a better understanding of your business, of what you're wanting, and please also include the questions that you have that I can cover and basically answer when we have that 10-minute phone call. So I send her the instructions, and then guess what? Nothing. Nada. She didn't even respond to my email, which I thought, A, was ignorant and rude, and B, it was really annoying. And then a few weeks later, she sends me this is how tone deaf some people are. She sends me an email, says, hey, I'm gonna be on a podcast, How to Network with Millionaires, if you wanna check it out. I'm like, lady, no. Anyway, that's just an example, right? People that are successful, they don't wanna have their time wasted. Time, we talk about this often, is your most precious and valuable asset. And you've gotta choose how you invest it. Are you gonna invest it with somebody else, or are you gonna invest it in yourself? An entrepreneur, somebody that's already been there, done that, chances are they're going to invest it in themselves. They may give you a few minutes or whatever, answer a few questions, but being a mentor, I think, is something that you should not expect. Right now, the great news, here's the good news. The internet has kind of changed it a little bit, because now you can learn from all of these amazingly smart people online, right? Everybody, really smart people, are putting videos out there. Guy, Alex Hermosi, great example, right? Here's somebody that's been there, done that. He has crazy knowledge of different things when it comes to business and entrepreneurship. And he is putting all this video, all this content out there for free. He's acting as a virtual mentor to you, right? He's an advisor. He's putting all the stuff that he's learned out there for you to learn. And that's one of the other reasons why I do these videos. For me to help one person, it takes the same amount of time as coming on and helping hundreds or thousands of people by doing a video, right? This allows me to reach a lot broader audience and help more people. And that's the reason why I wanted to start this channel, Alpha Empire. Alex Hermosi, in my opinion, is the real deal. He's awesome, right? And he is giving so much valuable information for free. He's honestly acting as a virtual mentor to millions of people, right? But it's not just Alex. There's tons of guys out there that are offering free advice to you guys. Which brings me to something I just want to talk about. You got to be careful. Hold on to your wallet, because there are also a huge community of people out there that are trying to steal your money or be your mentor or your coach or basically teach you some secret as long as you pay them some exorbitant amount of money. Now, are there courses and classes and programs out there that are beneficial? Yes, absolutely, of course. Most of them, in my opinion, though, are a scam. And we've talked about that, in my opinion, on these online charlatans before, right? All the information, that's the thing that just kills me. All the information is out there. Regardless of what you want to learn, it's all out there for free. And Skillshare, I've talked about it a gazillion times. I'm linking to it down below. They're not a sponsor, but there's so much amazing, valuable information out there from these people that have been there, done that, got the t-shirt, that are giving it to you. They want to help you, but they're not going to sit down and be your one-on-one coach or mentor. But it's out there for the taking. You just need to look for it. But the one thing I just want to leave you with is find better friends. When you start surrounding yourself with people that are moving in the right direction or going to uplift you, right? It's amazing what happened. For me, it was game changing. From that point, when I met Antonio, everything in my life, everything in my business, everything in my career started to scale and get better. I also had a network of people that I could go to that were willing to help me, because I wasn't necessarily asking them for something and not going to give anything in return. We had a mutual respect. We had a bond. We were in a community, and together this community was there to help each other. And that's the one thing I want to leave you with. Build your tribe, build your network, build your community of like-minded people, like-minded entrepreneurs. This is what you should focus on. It is a lot better, it is a lot more valuable and beneficial than looking for a mentor. Stop wasting your time looking or thinking you need a mentor. You need better friends, and then for information, it's all out there for free. The internet, YouTube, or reading books. Guys, that's one of the things. I don't read a ton of books, all right, because I don't love to read, but I love listening to podcasts and also books on tape. Guys, the information is out there. Just because somebody isn't necessarily calling you up, telling you what you need to do, right, doesn't mean that you can't learn from other amazing people. It's about knowledge. It's about value. It's about looking for resources out there that can help you and build you. But the bottom line is that you need better friends. If you're hanging out with losers that aren't going anywhere, you aren't going to go anywhere either.